Hey guys, it's Josiah here, and welcome to the first Josiah's Grape Reviews of 2025. I know it's been long overdue. It's already almost March. But I wanted to get this out of the way and stop being lazy for once and actually do what I intend to do for once. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm here to recap the Daytona 500. I'll briefly mention the other races that came beforehand, but it'll mostly be a recap of the Daytona 500. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get with it. So first we had the Clash. The heat races, mostly 1 and 4, were pretty crazy. Heats 2 and 3 weren't really that crazy. Then there was the LCQ, which that was crazy. I believe it was Ty Gibbs that almost tried to, under caution, tried to get into Justin Haley, and he ended up almost getting sent straight to the moon. Like his car went airborne and stuff. So yeah, there was that. But the Clash winner ended up being Chase Elliott. He dominated, leading, I think, 172 of 200 laps, the most laps ever led by a single driver in the Clash. So good for him. Good for my favorite driver to start off the season. Then there was the duels, which Duel 1 was won by Bubba Wallace. Duel 2 was won by Austin Cindric, and I do that in quotes because to start off the season, NASCAR has already faced controversy and weather. No one should be surprised. Not a single person watching should be surprised right now. It is NASCAR after all. Thursday in the duels, Duel 2, they faced controversy because they threw the caution on the final lap, mere 0.1 seconds away before the start-finish line, before Eric Jones and Austin Cindric crossed the start-finish line. They were side by side. Eric Jones crossed the line first, but wait, he even went out on the front straightaway and was just waiting for the finish to be official. He wanted to grab the flag, but they waved him off. They didn't give him the flag. They were waiting. They were reviewing. He was waiting, and they had the camera on him and Austin Cindric, who was arguing with Joe Logano at the time. And then, oh wait, it's reversed. Austin Cindric is the winner because he was ahead at the moment of caution, which sucks for Eric Jones. He still got to keep fourth because Austin Cindric ended up starting on the front row. Chase Briscoe started on the pole. More on him in a minute. But yeah, Austin Cindric was declared the winner, which obviously made a lot of people mad. Why would they throw the caution 0.1 seconds before the start-finish line? And it gets worse because of the whole speed waste. There was a lot about cautions and final laps and stuff, yeah. But let's go ahead and talk about the actual Speed Week races. Obviously, I talked about the duels just now. On Friday night, it was the Truck Series race, which was won by Parker Kligerman. He took the checkered flag in first, but he was not awarded the win because he was disqualified afterwards. I guess some things went wrong in the rear. His appeal just got announced today, actually, and the penalty will be upheld. So now the winner is Corey Heim, who finished in second. So there's that. Frankie Muniz, I guess, did get a top 10. That's a good part about that. But it sucks for all the Parker Kligerman fans out there because that was a cool moment, briefly. So yeah, there was that. The ARCA race was first on Saturday. It was a total wreck fest, and I don't know. We had Cletus McFarland, the driver that has I think 4 million subscribers on YouTube. He was in that race, and I think he was running solidly until he got caught up in a wreck, and then got caught up in another wreck, both thanks to Amber Ball. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. That was... Never mind. Jeez. Anyways, the second one, she blew a tire. In the first one, she got up the track. I'm sorry to Amber Balkan and any Amber Balkan fans watching. But anyways, yeah, so then we had the most Cletus McFarland interview ever. I say that. This is the first time he's raced. But... he's basically the next Noah Gregson, Clint Boyer combination. That's basically what Cletus McFarland is. He's a fret row. He's a popular dude. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. I don't know what that was. There's a reason why I only have 126 subscribers. Good freaking grief. I can't even stand myself, guys. Don't worry. So we ended up DNFing. Brendan Butterbean Queen, the short track ace, ended up getting the win. He's a short track star in the NASCAR Whelen Modified Series. He got the win in ARCA, so congrats to him. That's his first career ARCA win. In Xfinity, Jesse Love won the race. Austin Hill did not win for the first time. I think that's the first time in his career that he has ran the Daytona Xfinity Spring Daytona, I'll get it out eventually, race, and not won, because I think he was a rookie in 2022, won it. He won it in 2023, won it last year, and was on pace to win it again this year for 4 in a row, but he had engine issues and he DNF'd. So leave it up to his teammate, Jesse Love, to get the win, and yeah, he got it. And there was a few wrecks here and there. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the Daytona 500. Both the Truck Series and Xfinity Series ended with a caution on the last lap. I think for the trucks there was a wreck. I think just as it came out of turn 4, So it wasn't that bad. It was as Heim was trying to make a move to the inside of Kligerman too. And then in the Xfinity race, the crash happened just as they took the white flag. It was like the white flag, oh, caution, right there. So anyways, but the Daytona 500 things changed. And by the way, of course, Daytona 500, a highly anticipated event. Definitely the most popular event in NASCAR throughout the season. President Trump, for the second time, actually was there at the race. And some fans had conspiracies about a bad crash happening because he was at the Daytona 500 in 2020, and then Ryan Newman had that awful crash. So people were theorizing stuff, and spoiler alert, they were kind of right. It wasn't as bad as Newman's, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But yeah, they took the green flag. They ran the first 11 laps. Then caution came out for rain, and then there was a few hours rain delay. It was a bunch of rain. Interviews, drying. The Rizzler was there with Noah Gragson. Everyone was doing the Riz face. It was cringe, but shout out the Rizzler. But they waved the red flag, and then they put the red flag back on for more rain. That was like 20 minutes afterwards. Kevin Harvick said Riz at the time. Yeah, a lot of stuff. But then night came, and they finally were able to run the remainder of the race with no interruptions, no weather interruptions, and they got it done. I'm trying to think, Joey Logano won stage 1. The first wreck took place, I think about 3 to go at the end of stage 1. Hamlin was on the apron, and he got loose and slid up the track, collected Zane Smith and Josh Berry. That pretty much killed Berry's day. That killed Zane Smith's day. Didn't quite kill Denny Hamlin's day. He'll be back in the picture, don't worry. And then stage 2 started, and Logano stacked up the field, and then there was a big wreck with, hold on, I have the finishing results here. I'll see who was involved. Chastain, Helio Castroneves, who was in this race. He also ran the ARCA race, got a top 5. He was caught up in a few wrecks during that race, but got a top 5. Then he also got wrecked. It dumped in turn 1 after the checkered flag, which is weird. Then he also crashed in the duels with that big hit with Chandler Smith and stuff like that. But anyways, Castroneves was involved. Truex Jr., who is in this race, was involved, and a bunch of others. And it was, at this time, we saw Logano had an issue. Logano, who I think had the best car at the time, and probably the whole race, but we'll never know because I think that was the last time he led. I think he hit like a piece of debris and it messed up the engine or something. So he had to come down pit road, and I think he lost a lap, almost lost 2 laps. But he eventually got his lap back, got back on the lead lap. Stage 2 was won by his teammate, Ryan Blaney, who edged out Austin Cindric from a good push from his buddy Chase Elliott. Elliott was pretty quick too. Cindric, all the Penske guys had good cars. I think the Team Penske definitely had, as far as like teams, they had the best cars. Definitely at the 500. Then the final stage came, and I think there was there pit strategy? I can't remember. I know in the duels there was like green flag pit stops. I think there was here too. I can't remember. I don't think there was. I think there was a few debris cautions. That's what happened. The next big wreck happened with I think it was about 15 to go. Logano had gotten back up to the top 10, was trying to make a run at the top 5, and then he got to Ricky Stenhouse, and Logano tried to go middle, and Stenhouse trying to block, and then Stenhouse just kept going and going and going, and then a big crash erupted. Took out Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, which sucked because Elliott had a good car. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of blame both. I mean, I'm mostly blaming Stenhouse. Logano, again, those are the two, if not the most aggressive drivers, in the Cup Series field today. And they were just going at it. Stenhouse, just kept going, but he had so much time to just back off and, okay, this isn't going to work. I'm going to cause a big wreck. But no, it's Ricky Stenhouse, and he just went right in front of him. I'm sorry, Ricky Stenhouse. I love everyone. Not like that, but anyways, let's not get canceled. And then Logano, again, just a little bit too aggressive. But it is the Daytona 500, so I'm not going to fault Logano too much as I am with Ricky. It is what it is. Everyone is going to have their own opinions, obviously. The next big wreck happened with 5 to go. Denny Hamlin, who was involved in the first wreck, got back up there and was leading. He was side-by-side with his teammate Christopher Bell down the back straightaway. And then Cole Custer, who's back in the Cup Series this whole time, got into the back of Bell, got him all squirrely, and he got turned into the outside wall, hit head on, and then he went back down, and on came Ryan Preece, who hit Bell, and then his car started to go up in the air, and then I was expecting to come back down, but no, it just went up in the air, and it turned into a Rocket League car, and just started tumbling several times, hit the wall while upside down. Went back on all fours. Second time in 3 years, Ryan Preece has had a flip, a scary crash at Daytona. But luckily he was okay. It was definitely not as bad as Ryan Newman's flip in 2020, but 2-0 for Trump attending the 500, and then a Ryan flipping, a Roush car flipping. Is Ryan Blaney next? We'll see. I know he's not with Roush, but he is a Ryan, so we'll see. But anyways, took out Bell. I think Elliott was involved again. I don't know who else was involved. Gregson, I think Gregson was involved in the Stenhouse Laguna wreck. I forgot to mention earlier. So there was overtime. I think Cindric and Hamill were the leaders. And they stayed 1-2 till the white flag, and around goes Riley Herbst. He was running inside the top 5 too on the final coming to the white flag, and then he spun into the grass and made an amazing save, Tokyo Drift Lightning McQueen style, and saved it. Hamlin remained on Cindric's bumper. They pulled away 1-2, then down the back straightaway. Hamlin made a move to the outside to try and take the lead, and then half a lap to go. Here comes Custer. Here comes LaJoy. And then they all of them wrecked. With Briscoe, but Briscoe was able to get away, but slowed down. Briscoe ended up finishing 4th. But everyone else crashed, but coming out through the crash was William Byron and Tyler Reddick and Jimmy Johnson. But William Byron ended up holding off Tyler Reddick. William Byron, back-to-back Daytona 500 champion, first back-to-back Daytona 500 champion since Denny Hamlin in 2019 and 2020. Oh my gosh, first time. Dude, freaking Donald Trump attends the 500. And guess what? The driver who won the previous 500 won back-to-back. Denny Hamlin won back-to-back in 2020, and then Byron won back-to-back in 2025. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I don't think anyone's talked about that. I just figured that out. Just big brain. Okay, I still got a small brain. I'm sorry. But let's go look at the finish results. Congrats to William Byron and the whole 24 team. Huge for them. I think they were like 9th at the time of the wreck, and they got through the chaos. Tyler Reddick was right behind him, and Reddick obviously got a runner-up. Jimmy Johnson, I mentioned it. Jimmy Johnson, his first top 5 since the second Dover race in 2020. Unk still got it, baby. I think his best finish in the next-gen car was 29th, I think, or something like that. He hadn't even had a top 20. Chase Briscoe ended up finishing 4th. I'll get to Chase Briscoe in a minute. John Nemechek a top 5. So 2 Legacy Motor Club cars in the top 5 after they had a horrendous 2024 season. And then Eric Jones almost won. Should have won Duel 2 at least. So pretty solid start for Legacy Motor Club. It is Daytona after all. Alex Bowman ended up finishing 6th. Ryan Blaney came back from, the Stenhouse Laguna wreck and ended up finishing 7th. Austin Cindric ended up finishing 8th. Justin Allgaier for Junior Motorsports got them into the 500 for the first time. It was emotional scene, and Justin Allgaier got them to the top 10. And Chris Buescher ended up running out the top 10. Michael McDowell was in the 71 now, full-time. He ended up finishing 11th. Eric Jones finishes 12th, so all 3 Legacy Motor Club cars in the top 12. Good for them. Daniel Suarez, a pretty quiet day. He got 13th. Ty Dillon was 14th. And Chase Elliott runs to the top 15. Ty Gibbs ended up finishing in 16th. Riley Herbst, who slid through the grass Tokyo Drift style, ended up lipping home in 17th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. was 18th. Justin Haley was 19th. And Kyle Larson was 20th. Cole Custer, 21st. Corey LaJoy, who's in the 01 part-time, and he raced his way in the 500 too, got 22nd. Austin Dillon, 23rd. Denny Hamlin was 24th. Cody Ware, 25th. Brad Kozlowski ended up finishing 26th. Ty Gilliland, 27th. Noah Gragson, 28th. Bubba Wallace, 29th. And Carson Hocevar, top 30. Shout out to Carson Hocevar. He ended up, my friend Tommy on Instagram, shout out to him, at NS Racing, I believe. And he's just beginning to do iRacing too, so good for him. But he's a Carson Hocevar fan, and I got him on Twitch to say his full name. So shout out to Carson Hocevar, shout out to Tommy. Yeah, that's on his Twitch stream. I ended up following him and then subbing. I was expecting him to say, he just said Tommy's name. Like, he just said Tommy's name and moved on. He was doing iRacing at the time. Carson was too. So I think he was trying to lock in. But he said that he did like the bare minimum. He kept it simple. I was expecting him to say, "Thank you, Tommy, I love you," and all that. But no, he just said Tommy. And then his last name, which I won't leak right now. Still, we'll take that. Thank you, Carson Hocevar. But anyways, off topic. Christopher Bell ended up getting 31st. Ryan Preece, 32nd. Shane Van Gisbergen, 33rd. Kyle Busch, 34th. Joe Logano, 35th. Zane Smith, 36th. Josh Berry, 37th. Martin Truex Jr., 38th. Helio Castroneves, 39th. Ross Chastain, 40th, and AJ Allmendinger, 41st. Yeah, with Helio Castroneves taking the brand new provisional spot, which is very controversial. There's now 41. There were the 41 drivers in the field. So, and AJ Allmendinger, I think he had engine issues early on, so that's why he was dead last. So, that is that. Looking at the point standings after the 500, Ryan Blaney holds a single point, 1 point lead over William Byron. Cindric's 3 back, Reddick is 7 back, Bowman 9 back, Chris Buescher is 11 back, same with Eric Jones. Jimmy Johnson, who's not full time, this really shouldn't count, 17 back, Nemechek 17 back, Elliott 18 back. That's the top 10 at least. Also, Ty Dillon is 20 back because Johnson's not full time. Looking here, can't look at the playoff standings just yet. It's too soon, people. It's too soon. Looking here, Sheldon Creed actually leads the Xfinity points, 9 points over Jesse Love, so good for him. Dean Thompson is third. How is Dean Thompson third in points in Xfinity right now? It's after one race, I get it, but still, that's crazy. And then let's look at the Truck Series. Who's leading? Corey Heim, of course, is leading the point standings over Ty Majeski, Chandler Smith, Daniel Henry. Dude, see, you had like these weird drive, like Johnson up there in the points. You had Dean Thompson up there with the points for Xfinity. And this is just a normal. This is after Daytona. It looks like a normal, ordinary top 5. Except Chandler Smith, I think, is full time in the. Is it the Xfinity series or is he full time in the trucks? I really can't remember. Lots happened. I'll learn. Maybe he is full time in the trucks. I don't know. But anyways. That's it for that. I was gonna mention Chase Briscoe. He got slammed with a big penalty, an L2 penalty, which I will pull up on Twitter with Bob Pockris, who has the tweet. But basically, he got docked 100 driver and owner points. His crew chief James Small will be suspended at least for 4 races. And there's a $100,000 fine and all the above and. Lot of not good stuff. So Chase Briscoe, I think, has negative 67 points right now. So if you're ever feeling down, today, just remember you have more points right now than Chase Briscoe. Okay, here's the official tweet from Bob Pockris. Says big penalty to Chase Briscoe for modification to the spoiler. Docked 100 points, 10 playoff points, and crew chief James Small is suspended for 4 races. Team has also been fined $100,000. That's big. And also Todd Gilliland and the 34 team and Cody Ware in the 51 docked 10 points for ballast not in the proper ballast containers for pre-qualifying tech. WNPC. I can read perfectly. Good grief. I think that's all about that. But yeah, not good for Briscoe in the 19 team. Yeah, obviously first race without Martin Truex in the 19th. It was starting so promising on the pole, 4th in the 500, and now we kind of see why. That's tough. That's always tough to get out of. I think, didn't Briscoe have a 100-point penalty? Was it last year? Or am I thinking of someone else? I know Keselowski did, and I think a few other people did. JGR will appeal the penalty to the 19, which is no surprise. Don't know yet on if they won the appeal or not. I know Kligerman obviously didn't win his appeal, but we'll see. I think we'll find out later on about the appeal with Briscoe, and we'll find out the results. Arby's will be the primary sponsor for 12 Cup races for Cody Ware. Good for him. So let's briefly talk about the 500 a little bit more. Let's debrief a little bit more about it. Some people are calling for changes for the race. They were kind of unhappy with the way the racing was, which I thought it was great. I thought like the 3 wide throughout basically the whole race until about 30 to go. But it was mostly not quite due to people being aggressive. People were up on the top lane trying to save fuel. You saw Chase Elliott at stage 1, who was up there, kind of fall back with about 10 to go. He was saving fuel, then made a charge in the last 5 laps or so because he was good on fuel for the end of the stage, which some people don't like that. And with 30 to go, that's when the top lane, Chase Elliott tried to go up there, which worked in stage 1 and 2, but with 30 to go, for some reason, when it was crunch time, people were not as aggressive on the top lane, which I find weird. But again, I guess people were good to go on fuel at the time, so they didn't feel the need to go to the top. But still, it's the 500 with 30 to go. Maybe that's a little too early. I don't know. But I think eventually the third lane evolved, but a little bit later on. I mean, yeah, because it's weird because you don't like fuel mileage, saving fuel at restricted plate races. They don't really work at all. It's like it's different from like, oh, we got to save fuel on an intermediate track or a short track or whatever. When you're doing it in a restricted plate track, it's like, okay, if you're trying to save fuel and you're the leader, guess what? There's 39 other drivers behind you, so good luck with that. You're going to have to get mired back, and then you got all these people trying to save fuel, and then it's tends to get single file, but it didn't really get single file. There were a few moments where it got single file and people got strung out, but it wasn't for a long period of time. Again, people have their own opinions. Do I personally am asking for a change? I mean, in that aspect, I can see why people want to change. Personally, probably I could see them making a change to that. Because again, you don't really like people. Oh, everyone's just saving fuel. There's no racing in that. That's just it's saving fuel. That's not where the fun comes. The fun comes from when everyone's 3 wide, which they were 3 wide, but again for a different reason. And then they're racing, and then it gets intense and gets you off your seat. Gets the fans in the stands to stand up, not sit down. It is the stands after all. It's not the sits. It's the stands. You ever realize that? Good one. Jeez. So will NASCAR make a change? I don't know. We'll see. We go to another super speedway again. It is technically now a super speedway. Atlanta this week. So we'll see if we see something similar or something different. We'll have to see. I think that's going to do it for this episode of Josiah's Grape Reviews. Hope you guys did enjoy my return to Josiah's Grape Reviews. I will try to, get back to posting and actually uploading weekly Josiah's Grape Reviews and other ideas. I have other video ideas in mind, but I haven't gotten there yet. I never reviewed the divisional round for the Ravens. Spoiler alert, Mark Andrews dropped the ball, obviously. And the Eagles beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, so congrats to them. And then Ohio State beat my favorite team, Notre Dame, in the college football championship, so congrats to them as well. But anyways, smash like, subscribe, hit the little tiny notification bell. That way you never miss any new videos just like this one. As always, that is Clout, and I don't support that, so just do it as a suggestion by yours truly. And I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys then. Bye.